Hello, everybody. In our parshiot of Tazria Metsora, the main focus, of course, is on the biblical plague of Tsarat. The Medrash tells us that of the three types of Tsarat, Ein Baal Harachamim Nogea B'Nefashot Techila. When it came to administering the punishment of Tsarat, the compassionate God does not start with one's body, but rather first Nagaim afflict the person via a stain that is found in the walls of one's home. If that doesn't get the message across, then it affects one's garments, as begadim. And if that doesn't work, then finally we get to one's body. So therefore, generally, the first nega to appear would be manifest in one's home. Interestingly, Rashi cites Chazal that this was not all bad news, but rather v'natati negat sarat b'sorahi lahem shahanegaim ba'im alehem. This is actually good news that these negaim, these signs of plague, afflict them. Why? Lefisha hitminu emoriim matmoniot shel zahav Mikirot Batehem, Kol Arba'im Shana Shahayu Yisrael Bamidbar, for the 40 years' time that the Jews wandered in the desert, the Amorites were busy hiding in the walls of their homes, knowing that the Jews were en route to Eretz Yisrael, all kinds of golden treasures. Va'al Yidei Hanega Notetz Habayit Umotzan. And therefore, when in applying the laws of Negat Sarat on a house, one reaches a point where one has to break down the walls of the house, suddenly the hidden treasures of gold become visible to the Jewish people. So actually, it could even be an enriching experience. Now, we're told that Nagaim come for 10 different things, 10 different sins and shortcomings of character, amongst them being a gas ruach, haughty, lashon hara, of course, ayin hara, a sense of miserliness and stinginess, and yet in the punishment that comes on account of these shortcomings, there is a besorah that they might become rich. It seems to defeat the very purpose. There's a story that I saw told of Rabbi Eliezer Silver in post-World War II times, when he went to Europe, to Poland and Germany, to the displaced persons camps, in order to bring them a sense of inspiration and to help them. He was one day giving out Sidurim and other Jewish artifacts, and he saw a fellow Jew, and he went over to him and said, "Would you like a siddur?" And the Jew very adamantly said, I don't want it. I don't want it at all." "Why not?" said Rav Silver. "I don't want to have anything to do with religion after what I saw in the camps under the Nazis." "What did you see?" asked Rav Silver. "I saw a Jew who was able to sneak a Sidur into the camps. And when other Jews wanted to use that Sidur to daven under the most unbelievable trying circumstances, he would only let those who were willing to give up part of their bread rations make use of his siddur." Could you imagine that? A Jew who demands some kind of material payment from other Yidden who want to daven? I don't want to have anything to do with Judaism. Rav Silver turns to him and asks, "I'm just curious, did that Jew find any takers from the other inmates?" "Oh, plenty of them," said this disappointed Jew. "There were so many who were willing to give up rations." And Rav Silver turned to him and said, "I understand how you reacted to the Jew who would only give up his siddur for payment. But did it ever occur to you to look a little bit deeper into the story and marvel at how many Jews were willing to give up bread that they so desperately needed just for the privilege of davening properly from a siddur. That's the message of what you saw in the camps, not the actions of a single Jew. And perhaps this is the message of tzarat, of the walls of one's house, to learn not to be superficial. The Jews, when they came into Canaan, they saw old, dingy, stained homes. Didn't seem to be all that valuable. And it's only when they had to dig deeper in keeping and complying with the laws of Tzarat Habayit that they saw that that which looked ugly from the outside, upon a deeper and more incisive glance, proved to contain something that indeed was golden and valuable. Shabbat Shalom.